a physical therapist assistant here at Loudoun Sports Therapy Center, and we are starting a new program. We're going to be doing Do Anywhere workouts. So these are workouts that you don't necessarily need any specific equipment for, don't need any heavy weights or anything like that, and you can perform them pretty much anywhere. So today I'm going to take you through a chair workout. You can use any kind of chair, kitchen chair, desk chair. Since we're going to be doing some things that require a little bit more stability, you would not want to use a rolling desk chair just for safety. So the first exercise that we're going to do is a dip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands here on the chair. I'm going to get my shoulders in line with my hands, and I'm going to bring my body out so I'm almost in a reverse plank position. So you can see I'm nice and straight. I'm going to engage through my core, and then I'm dipping down and coming back up. So this exercise is working mostly in through my triceps, but because I'm in a reverse plank position, I'm also working in through my core. And you can vary how deeply you come down into the dip, and then extend all the way back up. So for this exercise, you can start off doing about 10 repetitions, work yourself up to 15, 20 repetitions, and then do 3 to 5 sets of each. The next exercise that I'm going to do is a step up. So that's going to work more in through my quads and my glutes. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm keeping my knee in good alignment with my hip, and I'm going to step all the way up into the chair, and then nice and slow, control it on the way down. All the way up. Nice and controlled on the way down. So we can do 5 to 10 repetitions on one side, and then switch, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Nice and controlled on the way down. Okay, the next one we're going to do are some bridges. So I'm actually going to come down onto the floor, and my feet are going to come up onto the chair. If I want to make it a little bit more challenging, I can scoot my feet out a little bit more. If I want to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to bring my feet in so the chair is more underneath my knees. But I'm going to make it a little bit harder. So I'm going to scoot my feet out. I want to engage through my core first, and then I'm going to lift up and come back down. If this is still too easy for you, you can make it a little bit harder by lifting one leg up toward the ceiling. And if we're doing both legs at the same time, repeat for 10 repetitions, and again you can do 3 to 5 rounds. If I'm going to do one leg at a time, I'm going to do 10 repetitions on each side. One last exercise, we're going to do what are called up-downs in the chair. So I'm working on eccentrically controlling my quads and my glutes. So what eccentric means is you're slowly lengthening out the muscle. So what I'm going to do is get my balance first on one foot, and then I'm going to slowly lower myself down into the chair and then stand back up. If this is too challenging, you can do it with both feet and just do a regular sit to stand, slowly lowering yourself down and then standing back up. What you want to focus on with this exercise is sticking your bottom out and making sure that your knees are tracking over the center of your foot. So that way you're engaging more through your quads and more through your glutes. Is what happens if you come forward and your knee translates over top of the front of your foot, is your knee joints are absorbing too much of that stress, and then you're not engaging through the muscle groups that we're targeting with the exercise. So again, two-legged sit to stand, nice and controlled down into the chair, nice and controlled back up. one leg, getting my balance first, slowly lowering down, and then standing back up. And again, I want to be really conscious and aware of my knee, making sure my knee, as I'm coming down into the chair, stays right in line with my hip. If you notice that you tend to have your knee kind of collapse inward like that, that is called knee valgus, and it's usually caused by weakness in through your hips. Usually the muscle group that is weaker when your knee bows in like that is called your gluteus medius. So let me show you 2 exercises that will help strengthen that muscle group. The first one is called clam shells. I'm going to come down onto my side, both the knees bent, and you can see my feet are in line with my bottom here. I'm going to keep my hips stacked, so one right on top of the other. I'm going to engage through my core, keep my feet together, and lift my top knee just like a clam, and back down. And you can see I'm not getting a lot of range of motion. I'm not lifting my leg up all the way. What happens when I do that, if I lift up too high, my hip starts to roll back, and then I lose that engagement of the glute med. So it's more of a smaller, controlled movement to really work in through that muscle group. And again, you can perform 10 to 20 repetitions on each side, and then flip over and do the same thing on the other side. Another great exercise to do to strengthen your glute med is a side lying hip abduction. So abduction is bringing your leg out to the side like that, and that is the main focus, the main action of your gluteus medius. So what you want to do here is lie on your side, stack your hips one on top of the other. I'm actually going to push my leg back into extension just a little bit, so far back a little bit further than even with my body, and then I'm going to come up toward the ceiling and back down. And again, it's not about range of motion. It's not about, oh look, I can kick my leg really high. It's more of a smaller controlled movement just to really work in through that muscle group. One very common mistake that we see with this exercise in therapy is people who have weakness in through their glute med will tend to bring their foot forward and their whole leg comes forward as they try to lift up. But then you're engaging more through your hip flexors in the front of your hip, and you're not getting that muscle engagement through the glute med. So when you're doing this exercise, make sure that you're bringing your leg back into extension a little bit more so that you're working the correct muscle group. I hope you enjoyed today's workout, and definitely stay tuned for more. You can visit us on the web at www.loudounsportstherapy.com, and as always, be sure to like us on Facebook. Thanks for stopping by.